guys, Andrea Mills here. Today I'm going to spend some time talking to you guys about planning for the holidays, or how our family does it. This is something that a lot of you were asking about, and it's kind of late tonight, but Tom's watching a movie and I said I'm going to come in here and have this conversation with you. And based on the amount of notes that I've written down, I suspect this is going to be a very long conversation. So, and there's not going to be anything but me talking. There's not going to be pictures or video of any of the stuff that I'm talking about, so you're going to have to use your imagination. And if you're someone who doesn't enjoy this kind of a video, then you might as well just cut your losses right now and move on, because this is just going to be one long conversation. Let's see, as we're having this conversation in real time, it's about, what is it, 5 days till Thanksgiving. And I really have not done anything yet to start getting ready for Christmas. For Thanksgiving, we always either, well, my sister and I have 3 sisters and 1 brother, and one of my sisters and I usually take turns hosting Thanksgiving or Christmas at our house. So this year she's going to do Thanksgiving, so I'm going to do Christmas. And so she's doing the main stuff for the Thanksgiving cooking. And the only thing I wanted to mention about Thanksgiving in particular is that whatever I do, I try to make enough things so that each one of the kids can have a hand in helping make something. So it doesn't have to be big, even if it's just like the canned cranberry sauce and someone gets to slice it up, you know, one of the little ones. I just like to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to feel like they were part of making the feast, and that makes it that much more enjoyable than when we all sit down to enjoy it together. So that's kind of the only thing I'm going to say about Thanksgiving. This is a busy time for us. I'm sure there's other people who are in the same situation, but we have Thanksgiving at the end of November. Middle of December is Asher's birthday. Then Christmas comes. Then New Year's. And then Thomas's birthday is right after New Year's on January 5th. And then Sophia's birthday is January 19th. So really, in about a 1 month period, we have, you know, a little over a month, I guess, 5 weeks or whatever, 3 major holidays and 3 birthdays. So it can be very busy. We had decided at some point, we always do big birthday parties for the kids, and at some point we decided there's got to be an end point to that. Like, we're not going to keep doing these big theme parties for their whole life. So we decided that when they turn 13, they will start having just an adult type birthday, which means we'll give them gifts and they get to still choose where they want to go to dinner. But otherwise, we're not like going to have a kid party. So this will be Asher's 13th birthday this year. So that means I don't have to plan a big birthday party for him. And Thomas will be 15 this year, so he's already on the new system. So that means I don't actually need to plan a big birthday party until Sophia's on January 19th. So I haven't really been thinking about that yet. But because all these things came together, I usually have, and I still will, I'm sure, I make charts, and I keep track of all the different holidays in one little booklet. Like, I'll, you know, print out these things and put them in my binder, so that when I do an order at Amazon or needing to do with Oriental Trading or something, I can hit all of these things at the same time and make sure I just get all the holidays and birthdays covered at once, so that I don't have to like keep thinking about it later, because sometimes things sneak up on me and I forget about them. I'm gonna skip over Christmas just for a moment, and I'll talk about New Year's. We always go to a hotel on New Year's Eve and spend the evening. Went to the same hotel ever since. I don't think any of our kids have actually spent a New Year's Eve anywhere else. So Thomas's first New Year's Eve was probably the first time that we did this. We've looked into other hotels, but none of them have quite what we're looking for. The one we go to has a pool right in the middle of the lobby, which it's a nice place, and it means that we can have food and things right by the pool. There's like a fence around the pool, but right outside of the fence we can have tables and we have food, and we set up games, and you know, the kids run around and play. They have like a little indoor, just a small little play thing with slides and things like that. And you know, the sauna and all those kinds of things. So whoever wants to come, everybody comes to the hotel that night, and we just play games all evening and swim and have fun. And that's always our tradition for New Year's Eve. I have so many notes and it's kind of messy, so I gotta look here for a second. I was gonna mention Black Friday. No, I'll talk about that in a little bit. Meetings. Okay, we'll go with meetings. I have 2 different kinds of meetings, and if you want to call it that, before Christmas. And one is with the kids. We sit together and I will say to them, what is it that if you only got to do one thing for this Christmas season that's really important to you, what is it? So that I can write down whatever they all say, because I want to make sure that everyone's highlights get hit, especially when there's so many of us. I don't want to just overlook what somebody really enjoys doing. And you know, somebody might say they really want to bake cookies, or I really want to they like to have a sleepover next to the Christmas tree. It might be going out and driving and looking at Christmas lights, or making snowflakes with, you know, paper snowflakes, or whatever it is. They give me their top thing and I write it all down so that when I'm planning what we're going to be doing, I make sure that we hit all of those important things for everyone. And we also draw names so the kids can buy each other gifts for each other. Yes. Then Tom and I will have a meeting. It's, you know, we'll be doing that hopefully soon. And we talk about what we want to give for gifts. And we try to just settle everything in one evening if we can, so that I can then start doing the shopping and we don't have to keep consulting back and forth about that. So those are the 2 kinds of meetings that we're going to have soon coming up. As far as giving gifts, that's been something that a lot of you have been wondering about, or wondering how we handle it. And I'm going to say that first off, as far as paying for gifts, we set aside money every month in savings all year round, so that when Christmas time comes, we already have a good budget for buying stuff for everyone. In the past, it's always been our tradition, even when we only had, well, no, probably with Thomas it wasn't this way, but starting with Asher on, we've always done 3 gifts. So for birthdays and for Christmas, we limited what we got them to 3 things. I think partly it started because with Thomas's first Christmas and his birthday coming so close together, he was just bombarded with so much stuff. We bought him a bunch of stuff. Everyone in the family bought him so many things. It's like, this is too much stuff. And it was overwhelming, the amount of things he got. I have a picture of him sitting there with all of his gifts spread out, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's just, I didn't like it. And this had nothing to do with having a big family or anything like that. It just seemed too excessive to me, and it was not something that I wanted to promote in my family. When Tom and I were first married, and it was just the 2 of us, we bought each other a ton of stuff the first Christmas, and it was just ridiculous. I mean, like, who needs that? And my sister and I were talking about this the other day, that her husband is very generous with, you know, with not just his kids, but particularly with his kids. He's a very generous gift giver. And she said that last year after Christmas, I can't remember what they had bought. They bought a lot of very nice things for their kids. And she says 2 months later they were going somewhere, and she asked the kids what their favorite Christmas gift had been. And she said the worst part was they couldn't remember any of the gifts, not just their favorite, but she says they couldn't come up with one single thing. And we were laughing about it, but I'm like, it's so true, because it's kind of like when you go on vacation and there's like all these souvenirs, and because you're enjoying the time, you want to have a souvenir of that experience, and so then you buy all this stuff, or maybe concert t-shirts or whatever it is. But later, it doesn't have the same meaning to you as it did when it was in the moment. And it's kind of, or like those souvenir cups. Like when we went to the zoo, you know, they have these cups that were like $15 or something like that. And it's just silly, like, who's actually going to want to use one of those when you get home? I mean, maybe somebody does, but I don't want to use one when I get home. But there's always that thing of being in the moment and wanting to enjoy the moment, and you buy all this stuff that you don't actually want or need because you're wanting to create this moment. And that's kind of what Christmas is. Like, there's this idea, I think, that we want to make everyone's dreams come true, and it's just going to be so wonderful. The kids are going to be so happy when they get up on Christmas morning, and there's just all these beautiful presents, and it'll be so fun opening them. And it's true, that is how it is, but the thing is that it will be that way no matter what you give them. And if you get in the habit of really trying to make it spectacular, you're always going to have to keep that up. It becomes very difficult, especially the older they get, the more expensive the things are that really excite them. So, you know, we just made up our minds early on, this is not the path that we want to take with our kids. We want to just keep things reasonable. And I remember the year that Tom started the business that we run now, we had like no money, and I think we spent $30 total that year on Christmas gifts for the kids, and we had 3 kids and they each got 3 things. But I can't remember what the third thing was because apparently it wasn't that important. But I made them each a superhero cape, and Tom made them each a wooden rubber band rifle. And so it didn't cost us very much money to make those things, and it was really special. And to me, I look back and I think they enjoyed opening that stuff. They were so excited about it, and we hardly spent any money on it. And that's just the atmosphere that we really want to continue nurturing in them, so that even now that we have more money than we ever have, we still don't want to create the expectation in them that getting big, exciting gifts is what Christmas is about. And we've actually kind of went lately, the last couple of years, to really only getting 1 gift per child that's just got their name on it. We have, like last year, they each got 1 thing. I think for the older boys, we got them all a video game that they would want or like a computer game. And we got some dress-up clothes for Eden that she had really been wanting from Walmart. And Solomon got, what did we get him? Probably, he's really into knives and guns, so I suspect it was something like that. I can't remember. Sophia was really little, and Claudia, so I think we just got them each something small, like a baby doll or something like that. Yeah, Sophia got a doll and a crib. Anyways, so they each got 1 thing with just their name on it, and then we got something that would appeal more to the girls, like a group gift, and then a group gift that would appeal more to the boys. I think the boys actually all got headphones with microphones to wear when they play their games together at the computers. And then sometimes we'll get something that's like for all the kids. That's where a lot of the things that we have in our yard have been Christmas gifts, like our zip line and our jungle gym. Those were both Christmas gifts. And the difficulty about that was that it was super cold having to be out there on Christmas Eve putting those things together, because we couldn't obviously put them up beforehand because they would see them. So I was pregnant both times, and the jungle gym especially was very miserably cold outside, and it took us a couple hours out in the cold and snow at like midnight putting the jungle gym together, but it was very fun the next morning when they all got up and got to see it. Also, besides just the gifts that we get them like that, we do stockings. So each one of the kids has a stocking full of stuff, and it's nothing big. Usually the biggest gift we give them lately has been a Google Play card for $10, so they can use that with their tablets or phones or whatever to get things they want. And it'll be, Tommy usually picks out candy to put in it, and I like to get them new pens and pencils, like little mini figures of whatever thing that they're into recently. I usually make them each a little packet of those color tablets that you put in bath water to make your bath color. I'm not sure why that's sort of become a Christmas tradition. I'm not sure, just small things like that. But one thing we do is everything in there gets wrapped in wrapping paper so that when they open their stockings, they get to unwrap so many little things. And even though nothing in it is that exciting, it still adds to the fun of getting to unwrap a lot of gifts. As I said, they do a gift exchange with each other too, and we usually just go to the dollar store so that everyone can kind of stay on the same price level. And it's really cute watching them walk around and, you know, think about who they are supposed to buy for and what they would like, and pick something, and then I help each one of the kids wrap them. Obviously the older kids are getting to where they don't need my help, but then on Christmas morning they also have that gift to open from the person that got it for them. And then of course there's always stuff from extended family that they have to open. So there's still, it takes us all morning to open gifts. We always do one at a time so that everybody watches everybody else. We don't let it like just be a frenzy, so that it really prolongs it and makes it very satisfying to sit and do the whole gift opening experience. But one of the things that we really try to do is just focus more on, as much as possible, on the people we're buying things for. And I really try to make a big deal of, let's think about this person and what they would like and what would feel special to them, and try to think a lot more about giving than about getting. We don't ever let the kids make wish lists. We've never done that, because that just builds expectation in their little hearts that is not going to be met. And I feel like that just, I don't know, it just makes it more disappointing if you don't get it. And if you do get it, it's more like you just gave someone a shopping list and they went out and got stuff for you, rather than giving from the heart. And to me, Christmas, or even birthdays in a sense, is just about giving a token of our affection. It's not about making someone's dreams come true. And that's how we approach all of our extended family gifts also. We grow grapes, so we always make jelly for everyone with our grapes that we've grown, and we give those to all of, you know, our extended family and a lot of our neighbors. On Christmas Eve, we actually drive around and look at Christmas lights, and we go around to people's houses that we want to give jelly to. So either just like neighbors that are literally neighbors, or people who maybe we've had some sort of a special interaction with some point during the year. We will take them some jelly also. For other, like with our nieces and nephews, most of them are still younger. We do have some that are getting older. We always get them things. We used to actually do name drawings, but our family outgrew everyone else's families to the point that there weren't enough kids to balance it out, and it started to get sort of ridiculous, because my kids would have to draw some of their own siblings' names in the gift exchange, and that just seemed silly. So we ended up we just stopped the whole thing and kind of went more to family gifts. So we just get something for the whole family, or something that we like to do, like sometimes we'll make a little thing of Play-Doh for each one of the kids. We did that 2 years ago. I think we got some little containers and we made some homemade Play-Doh. Some was red, some was green, and the green smelled like peppermint, I believe, and the red was cinnamon. And Tom made little rolling pins out of wooden dowels, and each one of them got a cookie cutter to go with it. And so that's what all the little kids got. And usually we give like the older girls maybe a pair of inexpensive gloves, or a notebook, or something like a cute little journal type notebook. But we don't spend more than $5 a piece on any of the gifts that I'm talking about for extended family. That's like pretty much our limit. That's like pretty much our limit, because again, anything that anyone really wanted or needed, we wouldn't probably be able to afford, or it's not something we would shop for. Even like with Tom, I don't like shopping for him, because anything that he really wants, I'm not capable of picking out for him. So I don't like doing that. Our solution for that has been that he keeps in his notes on his phone, when he sees something that he would like, he writes it on there, and he wants to forget what's on there, so he'll like scroll down really far without looking, and then he writes in the new thing on the list, and so then we share the list with our phone, so then I can go to the list when I need to buy him a gift, and I have a whole list of things that he would like, and it makes life a lot easier for us because, and I add stuff to the list too when I think of something, but it's definitely made gift giving for me a lot easier. He really loves gift giving, so he's very good at picking out things for me. And I will mention his super wrapping situation. I'm not sure if any of you have been to his channel and seen the video he put up last year of him wrapping my gifts, or one of my gifts, and then me unwrapping it in a separate video. But he always wraps my gifts in like layers, and he assigns a difficulty level to each one so that they get some are very difficult to open. And last year my arms were literally so tired when I got done unwrapping one of my presents. I had to take a break because it was a lot of work to get that thing open, but it's always fun. And again, it prolongs all that gift opening action in the morning, and the kids just are so excited to see what's going to come next on the present, and we just enjoy having fun. And I guess the process of opening gifts is the fun part, not necessarily what's in it. It's just the fun of opening things. Oh, and I will mention Black Friday. I know that's coming up. We never participate in Black Friday because I just never think of it. I don't know. Maybe because I haven't planned ahead. I'm not sure, but that's just not, I don't want to go to the store and be in this frenzy of action. I would rather just make my list and go. I usually go on my regular shopping day and get the presents that I need to get in the store, and then I buy a lot online. But I'm not actually buying that much because we don't do that. So we also try to prioritize if we're making stuff for people, so that the things that need to get in the mail, we can get into the mail in plenty of time to get them where they need to go. Let's see. I guess I'll talk next about what we do for decorations. I have tried to simplify a lot over the years to keep things from getting too out of hand. So we don't put up a lot of extra decorations, but we do usually have some wreaths on the doors. I just actually bought some new ones a couple days ago, and they're already hung up. And we have blankets that Tom's grandparents bought for some of the kids. I think when we had 4 kids, they bought them each one of those fleece Christmas blankets, and so that's become a tradition that we get those down out of the attic and everyone picks one. As we had more kids, we just bought more blankets so that everyone would have one to choose from, but everyone picks which one they want for the season, and they put it on their bed for the whole Christmas season. Then before New Year's we wash them and put them back in the attic, but it just makes it a little festive, you know, having the Christmas blankets out. We usually make new ornaments every year so that the kids have one that they've made, and we use some of them then as gifts, or to go with our jelly and stuff that we give to other people. So that's one of the activities that we always plan to do, is make ornaments. And I will say that we don't do like an advent calendar, but I do usually have like a calendar where I plan for activities that we're going to do, but a lot of the activities are preparations for Christmas. They're not just like fun things, but it'll be, you know, today we're going to work on the ornaments. This day we're going to put up the Christmas tree. So every day almost has a Christmas activity. It's just more preparations a lot of times than actual just fun things. We put up 2 Christmas trees. This started when it was just Tom and I. He already had a Christmas tree, and his parents brought it over to us, and I don't know what happened in the confusion, but we ended up with 2 Christmas trees. So I put them both up, because at the time, what is his office now was a like a family room, and then we had the living room upstairs, so we put one in both rooms. And I don't think, maybe the next year we probably just had one, because then we gave one of them back to his parents because we weren't supposed to end up with two of them. But then after that, I was a lot more of a perfectionist early on, and so when I started having kids, well, there's two things about it. One was perfectionist, one was not. I really liked making a pretty Christmas tree, and I didn't want like all the ornaments clumped together in one spot and, you know, random stuff on it. So I wanted the kids to have their own tree to decorate and me to have still a pretty tree to decorate. So that's the perfectionist part of me. But the other part was I wanted them to have memories of having their own ornaments that they hung on the tree and that they could take them with them. So yeah, that's still sort of my perfectionism, because that doesn't actually require a second tree. So it's mostly my perfectionism that made me have two trees, but it's become our tradition and the kids really enjoy it. So we always put a kid Christmas tree downstairs and then the other Christmas tree upstairs. All the kids' ornaments go on the downstairs tree. So I've actually got two first Christmas ornaments for each one of the kids, starting with Thomas. So this is just how I am. For his first Christmas, I bought two of the exact same ornament, and I have one on my tree, and then I had one for him, and I've done that with every child since, because I wanted them to be able to have a collection of ornaments to take with them when they leave home, but I wanted to make sure to have a first Christmas ornament too that I got to keep. So I've always bought two for each one of them. So they each have their little bag of ornaments that they put up, and every year I let them pick out a new ornament, plus we make new ornaments. So they really get two new ones every year. And they have so much fun every year getting out their bag of ornaments, or, you know, some of the kids are getting enough that they have more than one bag, and hanging them on the tree and remembering things, and it's just always a fun time. And for me, my fun reminiscing that happens at Christmas is, I think since the beginning I've been doing this, I buy those clear plastic ornaments that you can open and put stuff in, and whenever Tom buys me flowers, I always save a few of the flowers, and then at Christmas time, any from the new year or the previous year, I make new ornaments, and I put the flowers in them, and I usually put a slip of paper inside that I've written down what the occasion was for, or, you know, just because, and the year, or for our anniversary in the year. And over the years, I've gotten so many of those that I really have I've kind of got rid of most of my other ornaments, because not all of them, I still have lots of other things too, but any just plain like colored balls or whatever, I don't really use those anymore because I have so many with my flowers. And so the whole Christmas tree every year is adorned with past bouquets of flowers that Tom has got me. And I don't keep the flowers that are not roses, because they just don't usually look as nice in the ornaments, but I have a lot of them. I even have the first flowers he ever bought me, and flowers from, you know, when Thomas was born, and I have flowers actually from my mom's funeral. I can't remember. I know I've just got so many, and I just enjoy looking at each one of those and thinking about that, you know, those different things when I hang them up, and it's a special thing for me at Christmas time. As far as Christmas activities or parties, fun, our family always, for years, opened gifts on Christmas Eve, we called it. So 2 days before Christmas, because my mom's parents lived about 100 miles away, and we would always go spend Christmas with them, and she didn't want to take all of our presents with us, because my mom was also a very generous person at Christmas, and there was always a lot of gifts, and there was 5 of us kids, so we would always open our presents early and then go up to stay with my grandparents. And so it kind of became a thing once all of us kids started getting married, that still when we would meet with my family would be on Christmas Eve at my parents' house, and we would exchange gifts there. And since my mom died 6 years ago. We weren't sure if we would, what would happen, but we decided to carry on, at least for now, with that tradition. So now we still go out to my dad's house, and my mom did not enjoy cooking, so she always would order pizza. So that's our Christmas Eve party. We order pizza, and we open presents and just have fun hanging out at Papa's house for the evening. And then on Christmas Eve, we always take the kids out and we drive around and look at Christmas lights. And as I said, we drop off our little jelly gifts for anyone that we need to take those to. And then on Christmas morning, we open our presents together. And a lot of times my dad will come, and sometimes Tom's mom will come over and just spend the morning with us and watch the kids open their presents. And then if everyone's coming to our house, of course, they all come over, around lunch and spend the day with us, or we might be going to someone else's house, and by someone else, I mean my sister's house, and enjoy the day there and just visit and eat and just have a nice day together. Then after Christmas, usually on the 30th or the 31st, usually the 30th, I like to start putting stuff away and kind of putting Christmas away for the year. And then we have New Year's, and then Thomas's birthday is kind of the ending of our celebrations, and we get back to school after Christmas. We take 2 to 3 weeks off for a Christmas break every year, and then get back into real life after that, which I always enjoy. I love wintertime, and I love fall. I don't know. Summer is actually my least favorite season of the year. I really enjoy the cozy seasons. So, and I just like it when we get back into that routine and are just getting things done and fresh new start to a new year. So I really like this time of the year. I will say that we don't give Christmas cards out because I never can get that done, so we always do New Year's cards instead. So a lot of times what will happen is that we get someone to take our picture at Christmas, a family picture, and then I use Snapfish's website, and I then get picture cards made, and then we put our business name and family stuff on it so that we send the cards out to a lot of our customers and then friends and family. But it's always a New Year's card rather than a Christmas because I just can't pull it off. The only other thing it looks like maybe I will talk about is just some of the traditions that we have. We always, as I say, we like to drive around and look at the Christmas lights. We like to try to have a sleepover next to the Christmas tree. We have usually one evening where we sit and watch different Christmas specials, like old cartoons. My favorite is the Family Circus Christmas special. We usually make fudge. I just can't think now. I need to have my meeting with my kids so that I know what it is that we do so that I could tell you guys about it, but that's not happening till later. So I think I've covered everything that I can think of. If I didn't and you would like to know something, of course ask it and I will answer that in the comments. Well, I enjoyed having this conversation with you, and I hope you enjoyed coming over today and chatting with me, and I will talk to you again very soon.